and let's get started. So we are talking about decluttering your dishes. So if you are listening to this or if you're watching this, you likely are sick and tired of the dish mountain in your sink. Or I'm going to tell you guys some embarrassing things that I've done back before we decluttered the dishes and what that looked like for me. But I would do things like order pizza because we didn't have any clean dishes. Hey, Jane. Jane's on Instagram. I'm starting to get on Instagram more. I'm liking it over here. But you're sick of the dish mountain. Maybe you order out, you order food instead of making it because you don't have any clean dishes and it's easier to just buy pizza or order pizza or take out because you don't want to have to confront the sink full of dishes. Okay. Or now this is an embarrassing thing that I'm going to share with you. Don't judge me. Never listened to a live on Insta before. I don't think I've had anybody watch on Instagram before, which is fine. We're growing here. But maybe you've done like I've done in the past and waited too long to wash the dirty dishes. Okay, specifically like the crock pots and the pans and the Tupperware. And it's easier to just throw those dirty dishes away than deal with the smell and the nastiness that is inside of it because it's been a week and you never washed it. Okay, I've done that. I've done that with a crock pot. Don't tell my husband because he'll probably be pissed. I threw away a $40 or $50 crock pot because I didn't wash it in time. I've done it with pots and pans too. And then he'll be like, oh, he won't, it doesn't happen anymore. This was way long ago. But he would be like, where's that pot? And I'd be like, I don't know. It's not in the cabinet. Like, who knows where it went? But it was because I didn't want to deal with the dishes. I had so many and it was easier to just throw it away. So that's kind of embarrassing. But maybe some of you have done it before. Lindsay says, I've totally eaten out because I didn't want to do the dishes. Lindsay said she's done it with a pressure cooker. Okay, good. Yeah, I mean, they're a pain to clean. And when you have a mountain full of dishes already, the last thing you want to do is have to scrub out all that food inside of that, whatever it is. Okay, so I'm going to drop a little bit on you real quick. Hey, Megan and Heather. But if you're overwhelmed by your dishes and you've been doing the same stuff, okay, plug the ears of the kids. If you've been doing the same shit over and over and over and you're not where you want to be, that same stuff isn't working and you have to do something different. Hey, okay, Lindsay says you're not alone. Good. Hey, Emily. And hey, Christy. Hello, everybody. But if you've been doing this for a while and nothing's changed and you're still overwhelmed by your dishes, you got to do something different. You have to do something new. So I'm going to tell you. Yep. Emily says same SHIT because I know little ears are listening and I like to let it fly, but I knew that I talk to moms who usually have kids around. So same SHIT. Different day. Yeah, if you've been dealing with this same stuff every single day, you have to change it. So I'm going to let you guys know how we do dishes. Maybe you've heard it before. Maybe you haven't. Maybe you've heard it before and don't believe me that it works and you need to hear it again. Sometimes it takes us hearing the same things over and over again in different ways before it clicks and you make it work for you. So you don't have to do this for yourself. I'm just letting you know it's been 5, almost 6 years and I never overwhelmed by dishes. I can get them done in like 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes at the most if it's a really heavy cooking day, but it's easy. So we have a daily set of dishes, which means my kids have a plate. We have like one small set of dishes. Okay. I don't have 50 plates in the cabinet that everybody can use at any time. We have one set per person. My kids have 1 cup. Okay. 1 cup. And you know what happens because they have 1 cup? They drink out of 1 cup for the entire day, and I don't end up with a sink full of dishes. And we have 4 kids. Okay, one of them doesn't drink yet. She's still very much breastfed. Hey, Kersha. But when you only have 1 cup, you can only put 1 cup in the sink. And I only have to wash 1 cup per person. Or sometimes if they're doing the dishes themselves, honestly, guys, I usually do the dishes. I only have to wash 1 per person, which means I'm doing 6 a day instead of 20 a day. Okay, you could fill up an entire dishwasher just of cups because you have too many. So my kids have 1 cup. We have 1 set of dishes. Actually, I'll explain that in a minute. We have 1 set of dishes. I rinse and reuse, okay, because it's easy and it's a habit and it's part of our life. And that is why I don't ever get a sink stacked to the ceiling full of dishes, okay? What happens when you have a bunch of extras, when you're like, we have 4 people and 30 plates, guess what happens? You eat. You okay, baby? You eat, you get a dirty plate, you put it in the sink. The next snack, the next meal, whatever it is, you get a new plate, you put it in the sink. The next snack, the next meal, you get a new plate or bowl and put it in the sink. If your kids have the option to pull out a new cup every time, they're going to pull out a new cup every time. If they have the option to pull out a new bowl every time, hey, Whitney and Savannah, hey, I didn't see you jump on. They're going to pull it out, and you're going to get to the end of your day or 3 days later, completely overwhelmed, shutting down, completely turned off, blank face, blank stare, looking at your sink full of dishes, really contemplating just throwing them away instead of washing them, right? I've done it. I told you that. We've probably all done it, whether you admit it publicly yet or not. We've probably all done it, okay? It's no big deal. It is a big deal if you continue to live that way, even though you're really overwhelmed though. So that's how we do it. We have 1 set of daily dishes. I'm not doing dishes more often. Like I said, it takes me like 5 or 10 minutes after each meal to get them done. And it's 100% worth it, okay? And it's part of my habit. So because I have to handle it right away, I know that if I don't wash the dishes after lunch or after breakfast, because my kids are in school for lunch now, if I don't wash them after breakfast, we're going to get to dinner and I'm going to be like frantically trying to wash the dishes and get them clean and cook and get the food on the plates. So I do it right when they're done eating. As soon as they're done eating, they bring their plates to the sink. I wash and rinse and boom, it's done. It takes me 5 minutes. 5 minutes, seriously, guys. It's easy. So we have 1 set of daily dishes now and 1 cup per person, 1 water bottle per person. My husband and I have 1 travel mug for coffee each. We do have more coffee cups because I think they're cute, but we have about a total of 5 everyday ones that we cycle through. I just am kind of like, how am I feeling today? I'm going to go check on Kaylee. Hey, come here. Come here. Don't crawl away. Hey, she's running away. Emily says I have a coffee cup problem. But I mean, I drink out of the coffee cups, I wash it and I put it away and it's ready for the next day. So that's our everyday dishes, guys. You don't need 4 sets of dishes per person, okay? You don't need it, I promise. Now we have a set for guests because we're not monsters, okay? We do like to have people over, but those dishes are separate. Savannah says, I used to have the best vintage coffee mug collection, and I do kind of miss it sometimes. Yeah, it's important to have things that are pretty and that you like. And there's a difference between having that and using it every day and letting it become overwhelming, which is why I wanted to bring up the guest set. So we do have a nice set of dishes that are separate from the everyday dishes for when people come over or when we're having like Thanksgiving dinner or when I just want to drink my coffee out of a really pretty cup. Kaylee is running away. Hey, come here. That is yucky. Let's shut the door. So we do have, sorry guys. Hey Leah, we do have that extra set of dishes for those moments. Sometimes like I want to sit down at the end of the day with my husband and drink some coffee together in a really fancy cup because it makes me feel good and coffee tastes better when it's in a really pretty cup. But for the everyday, I don't want that. I don't want to be overwhelmed by my dishes every day. Savannah or Emily says, I convinced my husband to go down to a 4x4 set of plates and pull all extras up for when we have guests. Yay. It's easy. Savannah says it's overwhelming though. Yeah. And I mean, you can have like dishes on display, like nice china and those kinds of things, but if you're using it every day, that's when it gets overwhelming. Separate the daily dishes from your guest set or your really nice sets. Atlas, go. So I want to ask you this now. Now that you've heard how we do it, now that you know that my family has one set of dishes that we use on a regular basis and I wash them as we go. Leah says, I use paper plates for guests. Yeah, actually we do a lot of times too, unless it's like a Thanksgiving thing that we're hosting. But now that you know that we only have one set of dishes that we use every day on a regular, consistent basis, I want to ask you, how many coffee cups do you really need? Like, really? Like, are you overwhelmed? How many plates do you actually need? How many are you using? If you're overwhelmed by it, ask yourself that question and be really honest with your answer. How many do you need? How many plates are you eating off at one time? You're probably not eating off of 3 or 4 plates at one time, right? Your kids aren't eating off of 3 or 4 plates each every time they eat, right? They're eating off of 1. And if you can maintain 1 per person, imagine how much easier that is than trying to manage and maintain 5 or 6 plates per person or 5 or 6 cups per person every single day. No wonder your sink is getting so full, right? So now my next point, Jean's got a pro tip. Rent plates, glasses, flatware for holiday events. They aren't that expensive and you don't have to store them all year. Jean, that is a pro tip. I didn't even know that was an option, but I am seriously going to be considering it because how fun is that too? You can get like holiday dishes and oh my God, like that is game changer. I'm telling my husband that. I wonder if they have Super Bowl dishes. Okay, Whitney says they have really nice, thick, decorative paper plates even for Thanksgiving. They are the big oval size. Yeah. So you don't, in your everyday life, you don't need all of these dishes that are making your life really freaking hard. Okay, really freaking hard. Okay, so I want to tell you guys some benefits that we've had since downsizing the amount of dishes that we have. I don't throw away perfectly good dishes anymore because I didn't wash them in time. Leah says, I used to have 16 plates, 16 cups for me and my husband. Now we have 4 plates and I haven't used my dishwasher in a couple months. It feels so good. Oh my gosh, guys, see, listen, it's not just me saying it either. Leah did it. Leah's been in the group. She's been around for a while. So it works. It works. I actually got a purse from Leah too. She decluttered her purses and I was like, I'll take that one. But Emily says Target Dollar Spot has some purposes. Yes. The pro tip, I just read it because she's on Instagram, but the pro tip is that you can rent dishes. You can rent holiday dishes so that you don't have to store a billion kinds of dishes in your home and be overwhelmed by it. You can rent them for one event and send them on their way, which is super fun because then you can switch it up every year. For somebody like yourself, Savannah, who loves to do that stuff, how amazing is that? Okay, so some benefits that we've had. Thanks for putting that in there, Maria. Yeah, renting the holiday dishes is the pro tip. We don't throw away perfectly good dishes anymore because I haven't washed them in time. Okay, I don't have a sink full of dishes anymore because I don't have the option. Okay, I don't have the option to have a sink full of dishes anymore. We don't lose our dishes. Things like water bottles and coffee mugs aren't getting lost, or we're not getting complacent. Like, hey, we're not getting. She really wants to grab the phone. But is there anything in here you can play with? But we don't lose things like our travel mugs, which is a big deal. Like if you buy an expensive travel mug, like a Yeti that's $40, and then you forget it in your car and coffee goes bad in it, I mean, it ruins the cup and that sucks. That's a really waste of money. Missing sippy cups, Emily says, yeah, we don't lose sippy cups. We don't lose travel mugs. We don't forget them in the car. We don't forget them in the bathroom. We don't forget them behind the couch. Okay. Our dishes stay in the kitchen. We drink in the kitchen. We eat in the kitchen. If we're taking things for like when we're going to sporting events and want to bring our coffee with us, we bring it back inside because we know that's the only one we have and we have to take care of it. Okay. That's one of the underlying, like below the surface benefits. You take care of the things that you have instead of being like, oh, it's fine. You know, we have another crock pot. I guess I can stand to not wash this one for a week and then throw it away. I mean, you don't do that anymore because you only have one. You have to take care of it, but it's no longer overwhelming to take care of because you just don't have all of the excess. Those are just some of the benefits. The only thing that we have excess of, like way more than one separate person, is silverware, because I use it, for cooking and mixing and tasting, and my kids drop it on the floor and the dog licks off of it and all those things. So we do have extra silverware, but cups, plates, bowls, those kinds of things, we do not. Emily says, when your kitchen table is clutter-free, you can eat at it. Yes, exactly. Exactly. You can enjoy your meals together. So I want to just leave you with some quick tips real quick. Hey, Kaylee. But because one of the things that people say when I tell them things about dishes and about laundry like this, when you have less, they're like, I'm going to be doing dishes all day long. I'm going to be doing way more laundry. You're not. I promise you, you will not be doing dishes 24/7. And the reason that you're overwhelmed by dishes right now is likely because you're not doing the dishes until they're overflowing off your counter space. Okay, you're not doing the dishes until both sides are full and you can't even drain the water because there's dishes in the way. Of course that's overwhelming. Of course you're like, I hate doing the dishes and I don't want to do them anymore, because you're not doing them until you get to that breaking point, that point where you're like, it's better to just throw it all away at this point. You won't be doing dishes like that anymore 24/7. You're going to be doing dishes 5 minutes, 3 or 4 times a day. And it's going to be so freaking easy. So freaking easy. Dinner for me takes longer because I usually have at least 2 pans that I have to wash. But even then, it's so freaking easy. So easy. So you won't be doing dishes like that anymore if you declutter your dishes. Okay. What was the other note? You think, oh, I already said that. But you have it stacked. Okay. So when you're doing it like right after you feed your kids, until you literally can't feed your kids without doing dishes first. Yeah, Emily. And that's another thing, is like what I was saying at the very beginning. Sometimes maybe you haven't done your dishes in so long that you would like to make your family dinner, but instead you're just going to order pizza and eat it off paper towels because you don't want to do the dishes. Okay. That's not a way to live. Nobody feels good about that. You won't be in that cycle anymore if you declutter your amount of dishes. So you can have it stack it. So what I was going to get to, Kaylee's kind of distracting me now, but what I was going to get to is that I'm not doing dishes all day long, but once breakfast is done, like I said, if I'm making pancakes and eggs, I rinse off the pans and wash them real quick and put them up to dry. And once the kids are done eating, and once I'm done eating, I put the dishes in the sink and I rinse them off and I wash them and I put them up to dry. It's easy. And then lunch, same thing. It takes me like 5, maybe 10 minutes if it's a really messy meal to wash, rinse, put them up to dry, and have them ready for the next meal. So I'm not doing dishes all day long. The one that takes me the longest is dinner, because I typically go, a little bit more all out. I still don't go all out that much, but I have like 2 pans at least, that I have to wash by hand, or if there's room in the dishwasher, I'll put it in the dishwasher. But it's stacked. It's these little habits, these little rhythms and routines that I do throughout the day to make it so that I just don't have a sink full of dishes anymore. And even if I did fall behind for the entire day, it wouldn't completely derail me. I would still be all right. I would still be able to get it done in like 20 minutes. No noise. Go lay down. But okay, so if you think I'm crazy for this, which a lot of people do, they're like, oh no, I could never do that. That would never work for me. That's okay. But I do want to challenge you to at least try it. So this is how you can test run it. Pull out a daily set of dishes. And I would probably recommend like doing a daily set of dishes plus like 1 or 2, so that you have some spares, because kids do drop things. Okay, they do drop things. If you have a dog, he might lick your bowl and might, you just don't want to deal with it. Have like 1 or 2 spares, but pack up the rest and put it away for a week, maybe 2, and see how it goes. You don't have to pack it up and put it in a box and like run it away to the garage or something, but you can move it to a separate cabinet, or you can move it to a separate shelf and just know that like those are the ones that you're going to use, and see how it works for you. And when you see that it works, then get rid of the rest, okay? And then maybe reward yourself with a nice matching set of dishes, because everybody likes that. So, Kaylee, that is decluttering dishes, okay? that's it. Does anybody have any other questions or comments? Emily said we just moved ours up to a shelf. Okay, and I want to let you guys know too, like so we actually have our full set of dishes in one cabinet now because I'm in the rhythm, I'm in the routine. It's my second nature. It's easy for me now. I know that it works. And what was I saying? Oh, they're all in the same cabinet for us now because it works for us. We know, don't use those dishes because we don't need to. We're not tempted to use them anymore. We're not tempted to get complacent in our dishwashing. Emily says it's been a month and I'm confident I can put them away. Yeah, you can. So all of our dishes are in one cabinet now, but we don't use them all every day because, like I said, we've been doing this for about 5 years and we don't have that temptation anymore. We don't have that temptation anymore. Lindsay says, I'm planning on trying 2 full sets per family member since we have a lot of friends over. Yeah, do that. Try it and see what works. And the nice thing about that is kind of like when you do it with your clothes, when you pare it down, when you downsize it and declutter it and simplify it, you get to piece together the ones that match and it looks nice and it feels cohesive and it feels congruent and it feels pretty, which I do think is really important. We have so many, and this is what I used to remember back in my Alaska days when we had all of the cups. And I remember one time, never mind, I'm not going to say this story publicly. I can't say that. I can't say that out loud. But, oh geez, now my mind's all like on a different track. I had so many mismatching pieces of dishes, cups, plates, nothing matched. I had hodgepodge sets. I had hand-me-down sets. I had sets that I bought that were on sale, random cups and random plates that I got thinking that it would be cute and whatever. And it was a mess. It was a mess. And I would always try and like organize it and make it look pretty and make it matching. And I couldn't because it was a whole bunch of different sets all put together. Now we have one nice black set. It matches. It all goes together. We have a nice set of glass. The kids have their everyday plastic Batman cups that they got probably from McDonald's, but they love them, so it doesn't matter. But hey, Ashley. But now we have a nice matching set, and as first world as it sounds, I love having a pretty matching set. I love not having to try and sort and categorize things that don't go together. It feels good, which I think is really important. Everybody wants to have a house that feels good. Everybody wants to have a house that they're like excited to invite their friends over. They're not embarrassed, which is how I used to feel. It was like, man, I have 3 cabinets full of dishes and it looks chaotic. It looks like a mess. It looks like you open it up and it's that Tupperware commercial where everything's falling on you. Emily says, I get to use my very favorite mixing bowls more often and they don't get beat up in the sink as much. Yeah, Emily, that is so true too. That's a really great point about like kitchen gadgets. When you have less, when you have the ones that you actually like to use, you use them and you enjoy using them. And you probably, I don't know if you use them with your kids yet, but you're going to enjoy using those with your kids instead of being overwhelmed by the mess that is the kitchen, right? Because cooking is messy. Savannah says, I love the idea of rewarding myself with extra pretty stuff after living with less. Yeah, Savannah, and that's really how it is for me. We don't have a lot, obviously, but I know that when we do get something, I'm going to splurge on it a little bit more and make sure that it's something that I like, but don't do it until you actually declutter it. That's my bossy pants. That's me pointing my finger at all of you. Don't reward yourself with a pretty matching set until you've done the hard work of getting rid of all the other stuff first and done it for a while and have it mastered. Don't reward yourself until you deserve that reward. Okay. Which is something that I'm reading about in this book. He's like, you don't get to take a shower until you've earned it with the morning workout. So that's where I'm coming from. He's like, you reward yourself with a shower by busting your butt with exercise. Okay. One thing a friend does is they go to Goodwill and each pick their own plate, unique and mismatched, but special. Yeah, and some people like doing that. Some people like having, like eclectic, I guess is what you would call it, which is great too. Savannah says, the reward helps me pull the decluttering trigger. Yeah, and Savannah, if you post pictures, Savannah, I'm calling you. If you post pictures of a rose gold and wood set of dishes before you post your purge pictures and how it's going for you, I'm going to come to your house and take those rose gold and wood dishes. I'm just kidding, but I might. I'll at least come over and drink coffee from them. Anyway, post your decluttering pictures first. Okay, any other questions? I'm seeing some people on Instagram. I hope that this helps you guys. I hope that you guys get bold. I hope that you guys actually take action on this. I hope that you guys actually trust me that it works. Okay, I know. I hope you guys trust me that this works. Savannah, I'm going to come steal your dishes. Hi, baby. I'm gonna come steal your dishes. Just trust me that it works, okay? It seems kind of crazy. It feels like it might not work for you at first. It feels like it might make your life harder. I promise you it's gonna make your life easier. Going back to what I said at the very beginning, if you're doing the same shit for years and you're still not where you're at, that shit's not working. It's not working. So you gotta make it work, okay? Switch it up, do something bold, do it. I love it when you come over, Savannah. Thank God. Oh, I'm dying. You're so inappropriate. This is the wrong group for that. Okay. Anyway, guys, that's my cue to sign off. I will see you guys tomorrow. What is the live tomorrow? I can't remember what the live is tomorrow, but I will see you guys at the same time tomorrow talking about more decluttering tips. All right, bye.